Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Alexandra. If you are new here, hello. So last week we did a video on high-end fashions and how to use sewing patterns, inspirations to get those same fashions. Some of you liked the video a lot, and some of you were very frustrated that I did not put the pictures long enough. Guys, remember, you can stop the video at any time. I am going to go ahead and also just lengthen the amount of time on those pictures and repost the video just so you guys don't get mad at me. I heard you, but remember, human being person over here. So talking about being a human being, today I'm going to talk to you about 5 sewing patterns or sewing projects that did not go as planned. Yes, I have those too. So you know, when you get yourself a pattern, you're excited, you get the fabric, you're excited, the Rocky theme is in the background, you know, da-na, da-na-na. And then you are working on your project and you are almost done. And really what the song that should be is wah, wah, wah. Yes, I am going to tell you about those because I have had 5 crash and burn mistakes or sewing disasters. So I'm going to start with the first one. So first one is New Look 6500. Do you guys have this pattern? It's an A-line dress, super easy. It's actually a great pattern, right? Great pattern. And I actually did a view C right there. I love the little fringe and the pockets, the neckline. I'm like, this girl needs a V-neck. And I did. I adjusted all of that. But I told myself I am going to add some sleeves to it. And I'm not going to put pictures of any of these because after this video, I'm probably going to have a little bonfire or probably just cut all of these into scraps and make a futon or one of those things that you can sit on because that's what these are good for. But let me show you. Let me show you evidence that I have these, okay? So I made this dress. Oh, look at the pockets. Look how cute, right? Yes, here it is. I went to make sleeves, guys, and Alexandra had forgotten that I got big biceps. And I did not adjust the bicep, the sleeve pattern for this dress. And I ended having to make, I think I ditched the facings for that pattern. I didn't have enough fabric at that point. And I went ahead and did bias tape with whatever the heck I had. And that just, it looks awful, okay? Awful. And I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe I could still wear it with a little cardigan. But no, every time I go do that, that dress just looks at me and says, you screwed up. So it's been put off to the side. I honestly don't know if I will ever wear it. And I am actually a little bit ashamed to even put a label on that and donate it, okay? So that's my first crash and burn. Second crash and burn, and I talked a little bit about this pattern when I did my, hey, these are my fall makes, this is what I'm planning, and I told you guys that I had made this pattern before, and I did. So this is McCalls 8083. I was gonna do this, right? And this pattern calls for crepes, challis, crepe de chine, charmeuse. I would say 90% of the time I go rogue. I'm like, okay, it says this, but I'm using corduroy. And it works, right? Because you're just trying things out and you're just like, I'm going for it. So I usually go rogue on a lot of stuff because why not, right? What do you gotta lose? 3 yards of fabric? Here I come. So I made that pattern and I saw this crinkle rayon. Look how pretty this color, you guys. It was summer. I was all excited. I saw this crinkle rayon. It might have been on sale. Worst fabric for that pattern, okay? Worst fabric. I screwed up. I started working on this and I made the bodice. It fit beautiful. We're good to go. Let's attach the skirt. Let's just do the facings. Slam dunk. I attached the skirt to this pattern, and of course the fabric is stretching from the weight, and the bodice is now a very dropped waist. I don't even know if I could call it a drop waist. It was like a dropped hip, okay? It was that bad. It was so bad, but I'm like, you know what? No problem. I'll just get the seam ripper out, cut 2 inches off, sew it back on again. I'll be good to go. But no, okay? I did that. I ripped the skirt out. I took off 2 inches. I stitched it again. And now instead of a drop hip, it's now a very dropped waist. So, you know, this is one of those times when you just have to say, you know what? I chose the wrong fabric. I really did. And you guys, I love this fabric. It was just so fuchsia. It was so perfect for summer, but it was not the perfect thing for this pattern. So it always sits on my scrap stash of, you know, what it could have been. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. I know that for my fall makes, I have asked you guys because I had cut the same pattern in a satin fabric. So I'm hoping that that turns out a little bit better, but we shall see. I will definitely tell you guys how that pattern goes. I don't think it's a bad pattern. I think I just chose the fabric poorly. My rogue going on fabric for that one went bad, and I'm a little bit still sad about it. So talking about choosing fabric poorly. And you know how sometimes you just go to the store and you just see this fabric and you buy it, right? You buy it and you do. It's just so pretty. You love the color, you love the print, and that's what happened with me and pattern M8107. 8107, right? I'm like, you know, I need a leather knit dress to be at home. Why not, right? Why not? And then I found this beautiful teal print at Joann's. It had been looking at me, it had been calling me, Alexandra, I'm here. Yes, and I passed it by and I'm like, you know, it's surprising that nobody has bought that fabric. And I'm like, you know, I'm just going to get myself yard and 7/8, right? Maybe I'll make myself a t-shirt. No, Alexandra decided to make herself a dress, right? Oh, look how pretty. Look how pretty, you guys. Look, I even matched the sleeves. Look at, match the sleeves. And then when I start getting to the neckline, first of all, for some reason, the fabric has these blotches, which I did not notice when I was buying the fabric. Of course, I was mesmerized. And it's teal, and you guys know that I love anything blue or teal or light blue or dark blue. Any shade of blue, yeah, it's got my name on it. So anyways, I made myself this dress and just long sleeves. Again, I just want something that I can just, you know, just be at home. Be comfortable. It's getting cold. Poly keeps me warm. It's perfect, right? So from the front is not bad, right? I matched the sleeves. The print is diagonal. That is the first problem right there. So again, look at the neckline, right? Oh, do you guys see the problems? Do you guys see the problems, right? And from the front, this dress is not bad. From the back, you guys, look at the sleeves. You see that? So they're going different ways. So as cute as this pattern is, and perhaps, right, if I ever make this again, obviously is going to be on a print that repeats itself, or perhaps in a solid. And yes, that would be a great pattern. And I don't know if you guys, do you guys have a book? A book that you just kind of write? I usually just kind of write out. I write out what I'm making, and as I'm going through the pattern, I'm writing out like what size I cut, what fabric I'm using, what I'm doing, and I put in here notes, so if I ever go back, I know what to avoid, right? Or what to be aware of. And if you don't have a book like this, I really think, I strongly urge you that you do, because every now and then you want to go back, right? And perhaps remake a pattern, and you've made a 30 before that, and you forget that, hey, that pattern is unisex, right? So perhaps you may want to take out 2 inches off those sleeves, because they are as long as a airport runway, and you will have to take off some length off those sleeves next time. So that's why you have kind of like a book of, right? Kind of like, watch out, it's coming at you. So let me tell you about my other make that did not go as planned. Do you guys remember this fabric? Remember this fabric? Oh, so pretty, right? It's a rayon challis. I got it at Vogue Fabrics in Chicago. It's beautiful. It's really soft. It's beautiful. I even made a sew along for a dress for it. But I used this pattern. I used M8059. And I got this pattern just because I have a couple of patterns. They're just what I call the classics. The classic button-down shirt. The classic just top with short sleeves. The classic A-line dress. And I buy those type of patterns because if I have scraps, right? Maybe I have 2 yards, or I have a yard and a half, or I have a yard and a third, and I can make those type of garments that I can just wear with a pair of shorts, a pair of jeans, a skirt. It's just, all right, I'm getting my mileage out of extra fabric that I have, because I don't want to have just scraps of fabric laying around and not knowing what to do. So I buy those type of patterns. But I went to Sewing Pattern Review and I checked out the website and I saw what somebody else had done out there. And I really wish that that person had really put the truth about that pattern. That pattern, the bust darts, no. Okay, the bust darts are a little too long, and I should have noticed that when I am looking at a pattern piece, but I think I was so consumed trying to use my yard and a third of fabric that I completely did not realize that the bust darts on that pattern are too long. And I realized it when the shirt was done, of course. And I went back and unpicked it and tried to fix it. But then again, right, you kind of finish it again and you put it again, and your husband looks at you with, are you going for the Madonna look with like the pointy like stuff? Like what's, he's like, no. And usually he's pretty spot on, you guys. He tells me like, yeah, that python print for the top and the bottom, like you're just sticking at home with that one, right? Don't go out the house with that one because it's a no, right? It may be comfortable, but it's a no outside the house. Actually, perhaps you should wear that separately, right? Pants with like a black t-shirt and then top with just like black pair of sweats. Don't go out of the house with that. We don't even want you going to the patio. So anyways, I'm going to tell you guys about my next crash and burn, and I did not even make this one, but I think it's a pretty pattern. I actually even found something on Pinterest that it's a knockoff of this, and I have to find it. But I don't even know. Hold on. What pattern number is this? Because this is one of those that I got off the rack. Okay, it's M8141. 8141, you guys. And I was gaga over view A. I love the sleeves, love the bodice. I love the whole thing. I was like, I am ready to go. Okay. So I started by making a muslin of the bodice, and let's go there. Let's go to my little notebook and see what I wrote. It says M8141 started working on view A. Looks like I will have to extend piece 1 and 2 by 2 inches to elongate the bodice and also add 1 inch to the back bodice piece 2. Guys, I usually write these as I am working on the pattern piece or the muslin. I'm just writing boom, 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 right? So I write a little bit, I go work on it, I try it on again. Okay, let's keep going. I keep going. I also added an extra 1 inch to the midriff pieces 13 and 14. Okay, I keep going. Made a 12. Not convinced on this pattern. So moving on onto something else at this time. And I wrote abandoned project. So I knew when to throw the towel on this one. It just takes a couple of tries, and every now and then the light bulb goes off, or the little angel on your shoulder goes, walk away. And it's okay if you do. And I'm doing this video today to show you it happens to me too. And it's going to happen to you too. And tell me in the comments below, what have you done that has been a total crash and burn? And I'm going to tell you something, guys. Just with like that crinkle rayon, it hurts, okay? I'm like in a sewing funk for a couple of days, and I have to go back to like a pattern that's a tried and true, right? That you love, and just get some fabric and get myself back into the, yes, I know what the heck I'm doing. Yes, this one's gonna work out well. And I'm saying it because it happens to all of us, and it's okay. I'm just reminding you that that it's okay if it happens to you, that it's okay if you picked fuchsia hot pink crinkle rayon and you matched it with the wrong pattern. It happens to all of us. So definitely tell me in the comments below, what has been your crash and burn pattern? I definitely want to hear about it. I think there is, one, a lot to learn from each other, and two, have a little laugh at each other. So I hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next week.